can see here, especially who have missed yesterday classes, they can go and check the videos. So those who have already attended should be okay with them. So you can see here, now recording has been started. I am going to first Eclipse part. And let me open that training, Java training things. Now I'm coming here. So we were talking about constructors, I believe, right? That what are the constructors and how many ways are there to design constructors. So you can see here, I was giving some of the examples I already gave, and some of the things still pending. So we have gone through default constructor, the parameterized constructor, and you already know about the methods as well. So I would like to give you one concept, because that is interview question. In the interview they will ask you this question: constructor name and methods name can be same or not? So you see here, we were already going through the constructors part, and here only I will like to, this is constructor chaining. So you have gone through the constructor chaining concept. So what it is doing, just let me recall these things. So if you initialize this variable, so it will go to this part, and first it will call this part. So this, and then parenthesis open and pass. So what you are doing here, there are two constructors, can see here, one is string one, one is integer one. So basically 10 is an integer, it will match to this one, and then this will be called. So this part we have already discussed. So let me copy this part and copy and paste. This is constructor and method, same name. Okay, so I'm going here. So it is created here, you can see here. So I'm going in this. Now let me maximize this part. Double click you will do, it will be maximized. You can see here class name is this one. This is also a constructor. This is also a constructor. This is also. So this is not needed. So let me remove this part, because I want to show you different demo. This is a parameterized constructor. This is also a parameterized constructor. And now I'm going to create one method. Okay. So how to create a method? You know, public void I'm taking, and you try this whether it is allowed or not. Here, without any compilation error, I am able to create, but I have a warning here. This method has a constructor name. So ideally it's not a good practice, but if someone is asking that it's allowed or not, then you can say yeah. So what is the difference between constructor and method? This is one interview question. So now you know about constructor, and now you know about method. So method is basically called with the object instances. That is one thing. Method has some return type, but the constructor is automatically called. Method you have to call, and constructor is automatic called only once time when you are creating the object. But methods can be called multiple times. Same method can be called a number of times. So you have to call it manually. It means explicitly. And constructors are implicitly called when you're creating the new object. So this is some difference. You can say constructor cannot have any return type, but can have return statement. But method can or cannot, both, can or cannot. So it is, if it is like no return type, means it should have the void, and return is needed when you are returning something like integer, string, whatever you are trying to return. So you see here, basically, you need to know the rule whether it is allowed or not. So it's allowed here, and this is one interview question. Constructor name and methods name can be same, but the difference you see here, how you will differentiate. So I am differentiating with this return type. Constructor normally doesn't have, but the method is having. So if you see, then you can easily recognize, oh, this is a constructor, this is a method. So now you have a clear picture, and just a message I will print inside that. And if you want to invoke the constructor, then you have to create the object, then it will be automatic call. But if you want to invoke the method, then what you have to do, you have to take this object and just put a dot and check what are allowed. So we'll see that method is here. So I am able to call that method, and this is manually called, this is automatically called. Can see here, and the benefit is that I can call it many number of times. Right click, run as Java application. Method is called. So multiple calling is allowed for the method, but constructor only once called when the object is created. So these are the some differences you have to tell in the interview, and this is very important interview question. What is the difference between constructor and method? So constructor and methods these are the difference you have to tell in the interview, and this is something very important interview question. So now this part has been done. So now I have one example which I have to explain, that is called constructor overloading. So what is the constructor overloading? So it says that when one class is having more than one constructor, then that concept is called constructor overloading. So you can see here, this is a class and it has some constructors. So this is one constructor, this is second constructor, this is third constructor. So three different type of constructors. One is with no argument, this is parameterized, and this is parameterized, but this is a method, so don't compare it with this. So now you go there, window, show view, outline. You can see whatever it is constructor, it will show you C. So it has three constructors, I can easily understand. So if you have still trouble to understand which is constructor or not, so you can easily understand, oh, these three are constructor, but this is not a constructor, this is a something else, so it's a method, right? So you can easily understand. S is for a static, so main is one static method, you already know, and green color is for public. So these are the public things, everything is the public one, so you can see here. So now other informations, this concept is called constructor overloading. Means in a single class, if you have more than one constructor, then that concept is called constructor overloading. Overloading means same name, different argument type. Okay, what? Same name, different argument types. So parameters should be different. So that is the mandatory rule. So what does it mean? If you want to create this one, it's not allowed because the parameter and everything is matching. Here I am getting a compilation error. In a same class, you cannot have the same type of things. So this is not allowed. So you have to make some of the difference. So name cannot be changed, but you can change the parameter. Then only it will become the different part. So that we have already done and see that constructor thing. Now more things about constructor. I would like to show you demo. The example which already I have. So it's the constructor overloading demo. I can show you that this is a class which has some of the data members and some of the constructors there. So I have already opened here. You can see right side. How many constructors are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how I am differentiating it? You can just see here once. One is no argument constructor, means it is a blank thing inside the parenthesis. So this constructor is called a default constructor or no argument constructor, which doesn't accept any argument. Second is it is accepting integer argument. So integer argument constructor. Couple of things I will show you later. Just focus on this part. That how to design our loaded constructor. So in a single class, constructor name will be same, but the parameters will be different. So you can see here, it's a parameter is different. This is a different parameter. This is a different parameter. This is integer and character. This is character and integer. So you see here parameters are same, but the sequence I have changed. One was integer and character, one is character and integer. So this will also change the sequence. And this is the copy constructor demo. So copy constructor demo means you can just have a copy constructor. You see here, normally I have highlighted the public things, so that's why it was not showing, but now it is showing everything here. So copy constructor will just what it will do, it will accept this one, copy constructor. So copy constructor thinks it will accept the object type data instead of primitive data type. It is just accepting the object type data, and then it is saying copy constructor is called. So everything it is coming here. Actually it was okay because it is not having any access modifier. So when we talk about access modifier, there are 4. One is public, one is protected, one is private. So private is not there, so let me make it a private. Make a private constructor, but the purpose of private constructor is that if you want to restrict our object not to be created, then only make private constructor, otherwise no need. So you can put the keyword private. Private means something not visible to the outside of class. So now you can see that. Now I am coming to the logic part. So in the default constructor, I simply printed it. In the constructor overloading demo, which is integer type, I just printed anything. In the character one, I just printed the character message. But in the constructor overloading, what I am doing here, just message printing, and this is assigned to this dot x, and this is assigned to this dot ch. Now we have a constructor overloading demo. This is a constructor. So what I am doing here, character integer, the sequence changing, same thing almost I am doing, but here I am doing one thing. Line number 31. I am taking letter and integer, but I am invoking which one? This one. You see here, when it will call this one, so it will pass the integer. So integer and character. So it is matching to this one. So when this constructor will be called, this will automatically call this constructor. So this process is called constructor calling or constructor chaining. So you are calling a constructor inside the constructor. This is the different arguments. Whatever it is matching, it will just match and it will show you. And this is just a copy things. So just a message printing I am doing here, but nothing else. I am coming to the implementation part. Just focus on that part. So if I wanted to implement, so how I am implementing here, you can see. Class name means data type name, we call it. The data type reference name, new constructor called, and then the parameters I pass. So where it is matching, just hold down the control and click here. So it is matching with this constructor. You can see here integer x later and then a string. So if I comment this part, let's run it. So default is something which is not having any matching access modifier, integer and character and a string constructor call. So you go inside that, the message what I am printing here, default int and char and a string constructor called. After that, this is default constructor called. Default constructor means which is having no parameters. You hold on the control and click it. So you see here, this one will be called. So let's go and check whether that is actually working as per the concept or not. So you see here, no argument constructor is invoked. Now I'm going to the third one. So this is implementation. Design part is already completed. So this is implementation I am doing, and then I will execute and then I will test it. So here I am passing just a single character. So if I go with this, so this one will be called char argument constructor. It will be called. If I run this, so it will come as char argument constructor. You see here. Now this part, this is a copy constructor, but condition is that whatever the objects you have created, you can pass any of the object here. So it will match to this one, and this will call, this message is printed, copy constructor is called. So let me run this. Char argument constructor, copy constructor is called. Now coming to the line number 11. What I am doing here, just passing the integer. So I am going there and checking, oh, integer argument constructor. So last one will print like that. Just a second. You can see here integer argument constructor is called, and after that this is integer and character. So if I am going there, the message is integer and character argument constructor. I'm going and execute. This message should be printed, integer and character argument constructor. And last one, second last one is line number 13. I'm going there. This is character and integer. Character and integer. So char and int constructor. If I'm executing this, char and int argument constructor is called. And again I'm calling this, already I have already showed you, but again I'm doing the same thing. So it will again call the same constructor. Copy constructor is called. And to show you one more thing, instead of writing like that, you can create anonymous object in Java. So anonymous object creation is just the right side thing, not the left side thing. If you if you just copy and paste this thing. So here see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 objects were already called, and this is the 9th object. What is the purpose of calling, designing like this and designing like this? So your Java concept says that if you have this object and you want to refer it in the future, then only you can go like this. If you have to just use it for one line, so no need to hold it as a reference here, just do with these things. You see here, if I am calling this, So it will always create one object just like normal thing, but this object is called anonymous object. Anonymous object, why? Because line after line number 17, if you want to refer this one, you won't be able to access it because it is a lost object. You cannot find it again. Only garbage collector will be coming to the picture to clean up the memory, then only it will be cleaned up. You can see here. So if you have any doubt, you can ask, but before going to that part, let me close this part and let me open this part and just see side by side, and then you try to understand what happened here and what I try to read here. Not this one, it's the copy constructor demo. I'm looking for overloading. Yeah, put it side by side and just try to understand what happened, because this is something design part and this is the real implementation part. Put one comment here so that you will understand. Anonymous objects in Java. So what do you mean by anonymous? If you have something one line to do, then you can go with the anonymous object. Like I can give you some example. What one line? Consider that you want to print the value of x. So just make it a public first. S out. Way of writing, you will understand it once you are gaining some levels in Java. So you write like this. Once your this part is completed, just put a dot. So once you put a dot, you will see that the members of particular class are accessible. So x and ch are available. So I just want to print the value of x and then the value of ch. Can see. So, but this one x is referring to another object and one ch is referring again to another anonymous object. So this is something concept, you can use it, but not very widely used. Only sometimes I have seen people are using like that. You can see here. The value of x is 0 and the value of ch is nothing. But the constructor is called here. You can see the output. Where is it gone? Show view console. You can see here. Constructor is called integer argument constructor, integer argument constructor. So 2 times this is invoked. And I'm going again to that class. Let initialize some value. This is initialization without constructor, I am saying. Should be okay. Just for testing purpose I am doing. Now it is showing the value here, you see. Whatever the value I have given, it is showing here. X is equal to 100 and a equal to constructor is equal to a. The value of ch is equal to a. Any doubt anyone has regarding constructor things? Because constructor is over for now. So coming to this part, you have seen variables, you have seen methods, you have seen constructors, and you have seen blocks. Everything completed. You have a concept of this, all this, right? if you can remember, I have given idea of everything.
Yeah, Rajiv, I have one question regarding the construction chaining. I mean, how frequently this has been used? This
Mostly
constructor
it's not
chaining.
frequently used, but if you want to design, then you can use, like suppose that take one example. It's up to you. That concept you have to know that this is allowed in Java. Basically, it is really helpful when we have parent and child reference. So consider that class A is their parent, then child is class B, then again you have class C, which is a child of B, then again you have a class T, which is a child of C, and consider that you have a constructor in parent class, class A, grandparent class A. So how you will invoke that? So if that is the case, then the constructor chaining is allowed. So in constructor chaining, we have two things. One is called this, and one is super. Is for immediate parent class and this is for current class. So via this only you can achieve the concept of constructor chaining. So I will come to that part, that's how to use both, then you will really understand the concept. Only this place I have seen, but as of now we don't have parent-child relationship examples. So what I can show you this part. So let me go to this class and design something so that you will understand. Let me rename it. Say that I am having this object creation, and there what I want to do here, first statement should be this or super, and via this you want to invoke this. So I am passing here 100 and then 200. Just put a semicolon here. You can see here what is the issue. Recursive constructor. So this part I have already called, so that's why the error is coming. Now this is gone. It will assign this and this, and in this constructor I want to invoke, I cannot invoke this one because it's need a separate object, so leave that part. So you see here, first constructor I'm calling, it is calling the second constructor, and let's design one more.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I have a question. I mean, why constructor are used?
So constructors are used to initialize the value of instances. So it is a variable which every instance will get, but by default the value will be 0 0, right? But if you want to create one object with some of the default value, it means sometimes you want 5, sometimes you want 10, whatever, up to you. So you can just parameterize it, and based on that you can initialize it. So up to you how you want to design your things. You can put some of the default values, some of the parameterized value. So it's not so complex to understand. You see here what I am trying to do. I am calling the first one, I will call in the main method. It will invoke the second one, and second one will, when it will come here, it will invoke the third one. So third one is single, this one I want to invoke. So how to invoke it? Just I will put this, and then this is only having one integer value, so I will put 100. It's just for your understanding that which one is calling this one. So basically this is concept is called constructor chaining. It means one constructor is calling another constructor. So it's, since it is of the same class, so I'm using this. If it is a parent child relationship, then you will use super something like that. And since it is the last one, I don't want anything to be invoked after this, so I'm just leaving it like that. Now I have some examples of constructor chaining, and now I will show you that how to use it. So let's create a main method here only, because again I have to create a separate implementation class. Just type main and control spacebar, everything will be done. Already have. Just take it, new, this is anonymous object. So what it will do, it will go to where, here, and this will call this one. So this message will be printed, and then this will call this one, so this message will be printed. Okay, so only 3 constructors will be called via one object creation. So let me run this, and you can see here, 1 parameter constructor, 2 parameter constructor, default constructor. So how the order of printing is done, you see here. It came here, just try to understand, it came here. So when it came here, it didn't print that message, but before that it was called. So when it go there, so it came here, again this was called. So it went there, right? So when it went there, this message was printed first. So you can see here, console. So first time it is printing 1 parameter constructor. The first line is 1 parameter constructor. Then it came back to here. Then this is printed, right? And then again it came back to here. In the same order it will return back. So this will be printed. So now you check the order of printing, it should be correct. So you understand this constructor chaining concept? It's up to you how you want to call it. But mainly use I have seen via parent-child classes relationship. So constructor chain, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I got it. Yeah.
So constructor chaining is done, constructor overloading is done, lot of concepts are there. Constructor and methods names can be same. Constructor cannot have return type but can have return statement without any return. So that is also concept has been given. Constructor is automatically called. And one more important thing, if you don't put any constructor in Java, the compiler will always put a default constructor. And this is like very important interview question. If someone is asked this class can have constructor, this class can have constructor or not. So you can say that every class in Java has a constructor except anonymous class. So anonymous class concept is a very big concept. I will discuss it later that what is anonymous class. But as of now, just think that yeah, it's allowed. So we are done with the constructors part. Now I'm coming to the next topic, which is a package. So what is a package in Java? So package is just a folder location. So let me show you that. Just demo I am creating a new. Right click, new package. Say that I am putting here com.org.demo. So you see here, normally people will give the package name like this. It's okay. Once you click on finish, you can see here I have a package which is the empty package. But actually what is the structure of that you want to see? So just go and right click and show in System Explorer view. So once you go in the System Explorer view, you see here where I am. Inside the source there was com.org and then demo. So basically it created the 3 folders. So com was already there, so org and demo was just created now. So package is a folder structure in Java. Inside that we used to keep the different files, model wise files we are keeping. So definition wise also you see here, couple of things you will see that java.lang package, com.uhg package, java.util.package. It's a name of class, so it's the name of package is like this. Sometimes you are importing as well. You have already seen that example. Sometimes somewhere you have imported. And if you create anything inside this class, so you will see that name of that class is something, and after on the top you will see the package name. Can see here. So it coming like this. And to understand more on that, you come to the JRE system library and go to the rt.jar, and you see here so many package they have given you. If I can count, I can count, but it's difficult to count, I believe. Let me check. In rt.jar only they have given so many package. So I have highlighted couple of package name, if you remember when I was doing the setup things. $70 items selected. So 70 package are there in the rt.jar. And similarly, if you open other, you will see more. You see here a lot of things are there. So need basis you can go and explore, because only Java packages are too much, their classes are too much. So it's difficult for you, right? And at least 5 package name you have to tell in the interview. Because I am asking, so probably some interviewer will be asking you, do you know couple of package name in Java? So you can easily say that, yeah, I know lang package, I know net package, I know util package in Java, java.util, whatever it is, SQL package. So those kind of things you can tell in the example. Now coming to the next part. So I have already showed you how to create the package and what is the internal structure. And for this we don't need to import, for other things we need to import here. So what I mean to say, that suppose that this is a class constructor chaining demo, and I have created in this package, okay, the package name com the constructor. But if I want to create the object of this somewhere else, say that this is also constructor demo, right? So here I want to go and create. So both are different package. You can just com.constructor demo, and this is just a constructor demo. So this is a different package, that was a different package. I'm going here, create a new class. So in this class I want to create the object of this. So just focus there. This is in the different constructor, and sorry, this is in the different package, and this is in the different package. So package name is different. So in that case, if you try to create the object of one class into another class, then import statement has to be there into the picture. So let me copy this, just new, and that for demo only I am creating. You can see I am getting a compilation error. So just my mouse over, and I am getting the import statement. So once I import it, you can see here it is showing that it is coming from this location. Understand? So how the import statement is working? But if it is in the same package, then you don't need to put the import statement, because now the compiler is knowing. For local package, you don't need to put everywhere. So many classes are there, so many imports you don't need to put. You can see here. It says that java.lang implicitly imported. Any questions? Any questions?
No, Rajiv. I think in when we start the automation, then there lots of import will happen. This import.
Good. Then package is also concept is clear, that what is the package, and then I'm coming down. So now we have access modifier, and this concept, very important concept, you have to know. There are 4 access modifiers in Java. One is private, one is default, one is protected, and one is public. So how to make use of that we will see, but these are the 4 things. For default, we don't need to write anything, then compiler will automatically understand it's a default access modifier. But for other things, you need to write that which kind of access modifier, and these access modifiers can be applicable on class, can be applicable on class members as well. So if you talk about class members, it means variables and methods, and if you talk about class, it means the class, normal class. So variable members means constructor as well. So you can put private, default, public, and protected, any kind of constructor based on the need. So you can see here, first it is saying that you can make a class, you can make a package, you can make a subclass everywhere. The category is done. But what does this mean? Let me explain you. If it is a public, so it means that it is applicable inside the class also, outside the class also, inside the package, and outside the package if you go, then in the subclass also it will be available, and everywhere also it is available. So public has no restriction. But in the interview, they will not ask about the public and private, because private is something everyone is knowing within the class. Outside of the class, nowhere it is available. Public things, everywhere it is available. So it's very simple. No one will ask you that what is the difference between public and public and private access modifier. The question will always be arised, protected and default. What are the differences we have to tell? So if something it is default, so within the package it is allowed, but outside of the package it's not allowed. You see here, 2 yes, 2 no. So within the package means inside the class also, inside the package anywhere it's allowed, no restriction, right? But if you are going out of one package, it means one folder to another folder, so that time it is not allowed to be accessible. So for those members you don't want, you can make those members like that. So what happened, like then in the interview they will ask you what is difference between default and protected. So you see here, the main difference is that if it is a protected, then up to here it is same, inside the class allowed, inside the package allowed, but outside, when you go outside of the package, then it is saying that you need to create a parent-child relationship between 2 members, right? And once that is done, then only it is allowed, because it is a protected thing. So protected thing can be allowed, but in the subsequent child level classes. So you need to learn what is inheritance for understanding these things. Then you will only understand, otherwise you won't understand. And everywhere it's no. You can see here, protected is no, everywhere not allowed. So this is the difference. You can say that the default thing outside of the package never allowed, but the protected thing outside of the package in the subclass it's allowed. That's it. This is only the difference, and that the interviewer wanted to listen to. That what do you understand by protected and default access modifier? So we will show some examples that how to use that, then you will understand in a much better way. So let me show you. Access modifier. You can see this example. I have a class A which is having some members, data members. So first is private int and name I have given similar like that because this is a custom name private A. This is default because I am not putting any keyword use here. So the compiler will understand, oh, it is a default. Okay, and this is the protected one. Protected one means you have to make parent and child relationship, then only it will be allowed. And public is no restriction, it can be allowed anywhere. This is also public, so it is also allowed anywhere. And for method also you can design similar like that. So let me, it's okay, can leave it like that. So just a method here. Let me decide one method. Private void I'm putting some set this out. So you can create the method also like that. So this is something default method. Default method means don't put any public private things and rest of the things you can put. Then I have a public A method. I will take this. This is the name of method. Then void. And then I'm going here public. So this is one thing. And one is protected one, right? This message I'm printing here. So design part needs some time. This is public one. Public method called. And this is something protected method. You see, your design part is completed, but how do you will test? Okay, So one concept is within the same class. So how you will test it within the same class? You can see here, just create a main method. Okay, and just create the object of this class. O bj equal to new class name parenthesis open and close. So you can see here it is the same class. So if something it is private, so in the same class everywhere it's allowed. You see here, same class it's allowed even it is a private thing. So I am going to trying to access it. Obj dot. Okay, what happening here? Putting dot, printing somewhere. So you can see the red one are like private things. So both are accessible. Can see here. I'm trying to access. It's access. So just right click, run as Java application. This is called. And if I want to print the value of variable, so that can be also done here. This out. Obj dot private. So by default it is 0, so it will print 0. You see here. So for class, even it is a private, it's allowed. So concept is that for private things, inside the class allowed, inside the package no. So first I am testing the private things. Let's do one by one. I'm copying this concept, and you can see here where I am exactly here. I'm into this package A. So let me create a different package. PSCKABC. I see here I have given the different package. So I'm going there and creating a new class. Private demo outside package. You see here I am getting a compilation error. Line number 11 not allowed, line number 12 not allowed. So for private things outside of the package not allowed. Inside of the package also not allowed. So you test this concept. So let me copy this file and put it in the same package. So package A, I'm pasting it here. And let me delete it from here for a while, because not to get confused of you. You see here even it is a private thing, but outside of the class things not allowed. So whatever the private members you have defined now, that is not allowed. You can see here. But how? Let me show you more details. What is allowed, what is not allowed. When you are inside the same package, the class A was in the package A, and I have created a different class in the same package. Just a class change plus the package is changed. So I have obj. I will just put it here and just put a dot here. So you can see here what are the things allowed. So if you are in the same package, even default things are accessible. Default is accessible, protected is accessible, public is accessible, but the private members are not accessible. So this is the concept you have to understand. And I'm just doing the same thing. I have a different package. I move this file to this package. And when I moved this file to this package, now I'm going to the same class and just now I'm trying to access what are the things allowed. So just put a dot you will see that default things are not allowed, and protected also not allowed. Only public allowed. So once you are moving out of side of the package, so there are some rules which you have to follow. So for protected, it is saying that normally it is not allowed, but if there is some kind of inheritance, means parent child relationship, then only it will be allowed, otherwise it won't be allowed. So this is the rule. And for default thing, it is not allowed. Public allowed. You see here, public things you can see all green coming, but the protected and default things won't be allowed. So this is the concept. And for protected things, how to make it allow, that is a separate concept. It will take a long class, so I will take it next day. So till here, anyone has any doubt, you can discuss that.
I don't have any doubt.
Sorry.
Have any doubt, so that's fine.
Mole?
No, no doubt.
Vipra?
No, Rajiv, I'm okay.
Good then. So what we will do, we have the classes for today and we have weekends to practice the things as well. So you go and practice, and we have our group as well, WhatsApp group. If you have any doubt, you can just ping me there, and if there is something where I can help you out, it's okay, or anyone can take that question, because now everyone is getting like stronger in Java side. You can explore from internet, you can ask some questions from the internet. That should be okay. Means you can start practicing now interview questions till the part you have already gone through. Okay. So because in interview you will be asked some of the programming skills to show. So that is a mandatory skill. Everyone is expecting these things nowadays. So just practice for those things. That is really helpful. Okay. So I am stopping the presentation and recording. First, let me stop the recording part.